Hello, it looks like you're trying to set up a custom podcast integration with a Tidely Church app for sermon series. Most likely, you're on this stage right here where you have this window because you're probably watching this video right here. If not, you should grab your podcast feed, go over to audio on the Church app's dashboard, choose RSS feed, choose add new, and then your feed will be ready to go here once you follow those steps. And now you are on this step once again where you're setting up that feed. No, we chose custom here since we're setting up custom, but technically, let's say it's a SoundCloud feed. You could go to SoundCloud and you could still go down here to advanced options, which advanced options is what we're talking about. Because for instance, in the case of the feed that we're talking about right now, with SoundCloud, the assumption is, and what the instructions would be if you chose SoundCloud and watched the video, is that your sermon title should come first, you have a pipe character, and then your sermon series title should come second inside of every title so that the Tidely Church app knows what sermon each series is associated with. But in the case of this church, you can see Bridges, 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 Bridges. This is obviously the Bridges series. They have everything flip-flopped where the sermon series title comes first and the sermon title comes second. So we're going to have to go in and create a custom integration for this. So let's talk about what a custom integration looks like. You're going to go down here to advanced options and you're going to have three different ways that you can customize how we find your sermon series title. First of all, you can choose to have the sermon series inside of your subtitle or inside of your title. Honestly, this is going to be something that's probably dictated by the platform you're using. For instance, with things like Tidely Sites or with Ecclesia Sites, the sermon series title will just come through the iTunes subtitle in your podcast feed, which is why both of those tend to be one-click solutions where you just say make series, everything works fine, you never have to think about it again. But in many other cases, you have to pass the sermon series details through the title, and that requires you to do a little extra work every time you post a sermon. Next up, you tell us inside of that title, how are you separating the sermon series title from the sermon title? And in this case, you can see we're saying pipe, which is what we have in this case with these sermons, where you can see there is a pipe separating. But many churches will use many different solutions. Some will use a colon, some will use a hyphen, some will use backslashes, some will use forward slash, and some will use a combination of a colon and a pipe. And this allows you to choose which one of those that you're using. And really, the idea here is that this church comes in and they have hundreds of sermons posted. They don't want to go back and edit hundreds of sermons. This allows them to come in and just say, hey, we've been posting sermons in a specific way for years. Let me just tell you how we're indicating what series a sermon belongs to. So in this case, it is separated by pipe, as you can see over here. And then the final question, does your series title come after the character? And that's this character right here. So does the series title come after the character? It defaults to title is first, which is what the SoundCloud setting is. But in our case, the series is first. Like we said before, the series is what comes first, where we're saying Bridges, Bridges, Bridges. So the series comes before the character. So now we have customized the setting and we've set it up to match the way that we've been posting our podcast for years. So all I need to do now is just click Make Series, and now I don't need to think about it again. I just keep posting sermons like I have for years, and everything looks great. And let me just show you what that looks like. So as I reload this, now that I've told this to set up a sermon series, I can go into this custom setting, this custom tab that I've set up, and you can see now all of my sermons come through series. I can choose any series and see the list of sermons that belong to that series. I can download all of the sermons in a single series. I can navigate between series I can navigate between the 10 newest series by using the horizontally scrolling list down here. And you can see each of the sermons even includes a video. You can see that by above each of the titles, it has an audio symbol and a video symbol. And this is being passed through from SoundCloud, a video link, so that we can see the option to watch a video or to just listen to any sermon. So you have all of the cool features that you have with sermon series if you're posting straight to our dashboard, but you can pull them in from any source and even customize it so it pulls it in the way that you've been posting for however long you've been posting. One other thing is if you want it to look different, for instance, as a grid, you have that ability. I'm going to scroll down here to this tab I set up called Custom. Actually, this tab was automatically set up when I set up the integration. I'm going to set up a banner, so I have this banner conveniently ready to go. I will set up a banner image, and I will go ahead and say I want it to display as a grid. You can see that these these sermons are actually posted with a square image, so I have the option to say it's a horizontal, square, or 16 by 9 horizontal, 4 by 3 horizontal, or a square image. I'm going to choose square. I'm going to go ahead and save. And now, when I reload the app, you're going to see it's going to display as a grid, and that grid is going to be set up with square images so everything looks beautiful, and I just keep posting to SoundCloud the way I've always been posting using that custom integration I set up. So this gives you the ability to really do whatever you want and just continue doing what you've been doing if you've already somehow been indicating sermon series as you've been posting. If you have any questions for us, contact us here at Tithely. Have a great day.